Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, today we are going over your second dose of your weekly Salty Batch files, and boy, there's always just a new narrative every week, if not every day. So let's see what the Xbox fanboys and the like tend to shoot over our way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what we're going to do is go over the latest narratives that they're coming over on the fanboy delusional side, see how salty they are, see how, appeasing they can be in regards to how lackluster their offerings have been, but their roadmap looks great, and that's the new narrative. But before we get to that, let's pull up New Legal here. New Legal using some console war ammo in regards to Redfall game update 2 release notes. Oh crap, we'll say crap this time around. Redfall is back stronger than ever at 60 FPS with changes to the game! Exclamation mark, because he means it. You know what? Time to be revisiting this game soon. 100. Xbox, the place that doesn't give up on its games. And this is after the all caps, of course. Redfall is back stronger than ever! Stronger than ever! Sorry, take your headphones off on that one. I should have probably warned you a little bit. But what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are we really trying to appease the point that Redfall, the failed game that it is and continues to be, is back? That's what we're running with? That's a narrative we're running with? Everything that's been offered this year in 2024 on all platforms, by the way, but what we're bolstering here is Redfall because it now has the promised 60 frames per second that it was supposed to give right out the gates. What are we doing here? This is the delusion that's absolutely crazy. Whatever fits the narrative, like I said. If you're capping for a game like this, I don't know. I digress on that, but let's move on to the narrative that I'm talking about. The newest, the latest narrative, of course. Colt Eastwood wants to be the first, or one of the first, of course, on the Xbox delusional fanboy cultish-ish things going on right now. Xbox and PlayStation officially announced first-party games roadmap is looking fire. Of course, poking fun at the 8 games that are on the roadmap for PlayStation as opposed to the 21 games that Xbox has. Here we have Craig, before I get to the rest of this. Craig, of course, a bit disingenuous considering Xbox announces games much further away from release than Sony, which is true. Colt Eastwood, 1 to 2 years earlier, nah, not that big of a deal. Okay. He lies all the time, folks. He's lying right now in front of our faces yet again. Not only, like Craig said, the post is a bit disingenuous, which is true, but then we have Colt Eastwood banking on 1 to 2 years earlier. Nah, not that big of a deal. That's a lie. That's a lie. You can pull a bunch of these already. We can pull Blade, for instance. That is not 2 years out from when it was announced. This guy cannot stop lying. But then their new narrative is, we don't know what's on PlayStation's roadmap. Now, to the hardcore crowd like myself, I can understand that. I will give a bit of a nod to the fact that I would like to know more of what's going on, right? Aside from Astrobot, Wolverine, Death Stranding 2, you can see it on here for the most part, right? Until Dawn, which I don't care about whatsoever. The game was fine. It was good for a one-time playthrough. The fact of remastering this, putting it back on PC as well, to bolster some sales perhaps, I mean, whatever. But it's really odd. I mean, we know that it's heavily rumored that PlayStation will be having their September showcase at some point, and we know they're gonna drop it. They're gonna drop some stuff. They're gonna drop some heavy stuff, right? They're gonna drop information. They're gonna drop games. They're sitting on a big old pile of ammo here. We all know that. I'm just saying that. Even if I wasn't a preferred PlayStation player, it's the honest truth. That's what they're going to do. If I was on the Xbox side, just enjoying the stuff, just doing my thing, not being a shill like Colt Eastwood is about it, you can be a fan and not be a shill about it and be honest about the brand you prefer. That's totally fine. These folks don't do that. We know this. This is why I get a lot of attacks from those guys. Gaz, Alex, Colt, you name it, making videos, whatever. It just happens, and they don't like the truth. But it's it's going to happen. So they sit there and they poke the bear. They're poking the bear, guys. It's just gonna explode in your face. Simple as that. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You're using a roadmap as console ammo, as if PlayStation hasn't delivered in one way, shape, or form year after year. If it's not first party, it's third party stuff. It's exclusive content. It's this, it's that. There's always something that they're giving. Simple as that, folks. I mean, what are we doing here? This is so ridiculous. But let's move on here. General MLD hasn't been featured for a little bit. Kind of likes to hide in the shadows a little bit. Tries to get on social media, then he'll duck out for a week or two after he says some stupid stuff, but he's back saying stupid stuff as we all expect. I knew Helldivers 2 couldn't stay a mega hit forever. Good luck, Concord. LOL. Because whatever. Last gen games pulling similar numbers. Never mind COD, but hey, you tried. Yes. COD, that has been an established IP and franchise for multiple years, that has been the go-to FPS game for death matches, you name it, all sorts of criteria, a little bit of the campaign from time to time. We can even use Battlefield doing a little bit there, but you're comparing essentially a brand new IP. Yes, it's the second installment of Helldivers 2. The first one was a top-down isometric type of style game. This is almost rebooted itself in a way. They had the numbers that it's showing right now, as you can see on this here, where it has like 32,000 players, is by no means a low player count. This is just Steam. This is not PlayStation as well. Again, this is the numbers that the devs were expecting to come out of the gate, in high hopes even. It far surpassed that. We all know that. Nothing new like that is going to be sustainable. I'm not making excuses for anything. Fallout 76 has had abysmal numbers previous to this as well. It took multiple patches, a lot of ironing out. We all know this. Fallout 4 as well came out very mid. It was a mid game. A big hype at the front window, big nose down, dive, and then eventually patches, this and that, mods, all that good stuff. And then, of course, 72,000 for Call of Duty, like that's some sort of flex, like Xbox created Call of Duty from the ground up with their blood, sweat, and tears. Innovation at the Microsoft labs and studios have been grinding away ceremoniously for years and years, trying to create this perfect FPS that is going to gravitate and grasp the audience out there, gamers or casuals. Yes, Xbox did that, you flippin' moron. You're an idiot. Trying to create FUD whatsoever. It's laughable. The fact that it's still beating Fallout 4 and 76 that are established IPs and franchises, so maybe you should take a harder look at that, MLD. But this isn't the first or last L you'll be taking on a daily basis. But let's continue here now. Kareem. I think it's funny. I just want to point out right away, he had to repost this himself, his own post. I always think this is so delusional, so self-righteous, so pretentious, right? Just please bring Xbox to the Steam Deck at this point. Basically kind of throwing his hands up like, this is the only way we're going to get a win over the competition, is basically what he's saying. Where I can play my collection natively and have Game Pass natively. Starry-eyed emoji. Wow. In response to Xbox's no console, no problem. Buddy, there's a lot more problems. If you're going to continue to shill, trying to eke out that win, that W, I don't know what you're doing here, but this is not it. And reposting your own post about this, the fact that we've had the previous videos, by the way, in regards to Marvel vs. Capcom collection, you've been begging for games. This is the only way you're going to get that game, right? Natively over there for your Game Pass, and then you can play those games via PC as well. You get the best of both worlds, but like I said, folks, I mean, it's just a matter of time before Xbox just goes full third party all the way around, and that's just the fact of the matter. That's why you got a lot of the PC-centric people out there doing what they do, really having Xbox's back, and the fanboys of Xbox's back in regards to attacking PlayStation and the competition there, because they want PlayStation to follow suit, and then they'll be happy. If PlayStation ever did, and mark my words, if PlayStation ever did do what Xbox is doing, everything they're doing, and then just eventually releasing everything on their day and date with PC as well. Get ready. Those like Alex, Kuktanga, many of the others that are very, very backing of the Xbox brand, they're going to be doing a switch. Real simple. You'll see it in a heartbeat, because guess what? What matters at that point? The games. That's what matters. And the games from PlayStation are going to hold up a lot better in quality if that does happen. They'll be switching, and that's going to be funny to see on its own. If that does happen, I think eventually that does happen. There's a lot that's going to change in the landscape. But that being said, that's a discussion for another time. Let's keep going here. Goat Gaming, of course. Of course. The best thing I like to do is provide some context in regards to Goat Gaming and his FUD spreading here. Here we have trending Sony Group to end PlayStation physical discs. This is also a new narrative, by the way. 250 people have been fired, and the PS6 will be a discless console. This is news to the fans of PlayStation, who say if Sony stops making physical media, I'm switching to Xbox. At Herman Hulse lied again. So he tags Herman Hulse, which I really feel like Herman can come back and do some sort of I wouldn't know if it's, say, a lawsuit, but some sort of cease and desist at least in regards to spreading lies and then tagging him, stating that Herman Hulse said this. In no way, shape, or form has anybody said yet at this point in time that the PlayStation 6 is going to be a pure digital console. We don't know. We don't know if it's a digital and adding on an ad hoc type of disk drive. We don't know if there's going to be a couple different models like we saw with the PS5. So that's incorrect. And as you can see at the bottom here, the actual information, Sony will cut 250 jobs from its recordable media business's key manufacturing hub amid a decline in demand for traditional storage formats. However, look at the circled part. This refers to recordable media, blank discs, and not Blu-ray releases of their products. So they like to spread FUDs, try to make that up. I mean, it's crazy to me, though, because for real, he is tagging Herman Hulse. And if I was Herman Hulse, I know he's got a lot on his plate, and this is probably a minimal thing, but I'm sure he has some sort of publicist or somebody going around. I wouldn't say publicist. I don't know if he's, that high up to have one of those, but, something of that sort. Looking at that, who runs or looks over social media for all intensive purposes for PlayStation or Sony, right? And does a cease and desist, and pretty crazy to me. Like, this guy teeters the line of really pushing that envelope in regards to spreading that misinformation. They love to do it. He's been community noted multiple times. It doesn't stop him or anything like that, but like I said, the salt and just the misinformation they try to spread to put PlayStation and the brand in a bad and negative light is absolutely astonishing to me. But let's go over. We have one more example here for you folks. We have the good old Flat Earther post up himself. Has Microsoft covered all their bases for another acquisition in the distant future? COD on PlayStation along with other titles on a case-by-case basis. It's supposed to be IS, sir, but that's fine. You can maybe run some bases, do you some good there. But cloud rights to Ubisoft, partnered with Amazon Fire Stick, partnerships with NVIDIA, and most, if not all, game cloud providers. Google drops out of the game and is now focused on YouTube playables, which are smaller cell phone-like games. Nintendo will be getting COD on future hardware and any other games Microsoft decide to port. Who is left to oppose? So you are in favor of more acquisitions from them, more everything from them in that regards, right? So we're going to see more layoffs, we're going to see lack of quality, we're going to see this, that, and the other. When does it end? All in regards to say you can finally get a W over that brand that you despise so much because you're shilling so hard for Xbox, where you've been posted multiple times post up that you don't play games. Your username, your gamer tag is out there. Everybody knows that on social media. Everybody can find that. I'm not going to post that here, but it's not hard to find, and everybody has been found, and you just deflect, and you don't play games. So it's so odd that you take this to heart so much. That's where I find the shilling so weird. Now, folks, please let me know if there's someone on the PlayStation side that is delusional as these folks, especially post-op in the game. where are they at? I see some weirdos out there, right? They say some odd stuff and whatnot, but I don't have people I haven't seen. And I'm part of that circle on social media that I see stuff, right? I don't see nearly the level of stuff on the Xbox side. The salt, the delusion, the cult-like behavior is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, and they just don't get it. There's a reason that their brand is like they are. They never wanted them to be third party like this and continue to go the route that they're going. They didn't want that. They didn't speak up. They weren't truthful. They're still not truthful. It's going to continue to get worse for that brand in regards to anything to brag about and in regards to anything to own in as far as this is what we have for the Xbox brand. Game Pass, it doesn't matter. Their games are going everywhere. Like, good job. You can rent. You can subscribe to a service. That's fantastic. That does nothing to the competing brands. Nothing. So, in regards to your console warness and ammo towards that, it means nothing. You never learn. It's crazy. We got to get a documentary off the ground, folks. We really do. That being said, we'll end the video here. I appreciate everybody staying around, of course, and all the support. At the time of this recording, we have 1,906 subscribers at that 2,000 sub goal. Thank you so much. I'm always beside myself. I say this often, but I am. I mean it. Thank you so much. So much. It just helps everything, the channel. I'm hoping to do more, like I said, and on and on and on. That being said, definitely be sure to like and comment if you can. That does help out the algorithm for the video and get else out there, right? And then, of course, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. That'd be much appreciated. So thank you. Like I said, so close to that 2,000 sub goal. I appreciate it. And first and foremost, and above all else, I just want you all to remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see you all next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.